and I hit my elbow. And normally my first reaction is to go, oh, my funny bone, right? But instead of that, I switched it up and I'm like, my elbow. And then I was thinking like archery, right? And then I was thinking like a bow, bow and arrow. And then I was thinking of an actual bow that you tie. And then I was thinking about like, well, in Highland dancing, I'm pretty sure there's a stance where they hold their elbows like this. And to me, it's symbolic of the whole idea of 8, right? Would be the infinity sign. 8 upright. You put those two together, that's almost like the 4-leaf clover itself, which is pretty fascinating to me. And that's something that first caught my interest a long time ago. But yeah, the whole idea about elbow and then the bow. And then when it comes to, they used to wear like a sailor's outfit, almost having like the white collar and then the bow around the neck. So if you think of your limbs as 1, 2, 3, 4, and then your head protruding out would be 5, which is why 5 is so symbolic, if you ask me, when it comes to like the stars and pentagram. Even thinking about your head reversed is almost like a house, shape of a house. Yeah, anyways, so I'll get back to what I was saying. I don't know, the whole idea of the bow, how they have that for tuxedos, the whole idea of the black and white, and how that carries over to chess game, and how that itself is the whole idea of yin and yang, the idea of duality, black and white, good and evil. Then you got the gray in the middle, but the black and white's really symbolic, and then you got the checkered pattern, and a lot of that has to do with the Masonic thing too, or chess, or the game of checkers, which is black and red instead of white and red, which is interesting. And then, so going back to the bow again, almost symbolic, like the ankh they carried in the left hand. The way I look at it, having the bow around the neck, it's almost like to keep the tie, the knot. I don't know how to explain it, like the energy's separate. Then the whole idea too with having the bow around the waist, and how that has a lot to do with anybody that's been, women used to, I'll just keep it clean, women used to wear dresses, right? So it was pretty easy to try to take what was not yours. And then the whole idea of pants coming along and having the drawstrings, and I think, what was it, the petticoats? Anyways, petticoat. Interesting. And then having the drawstring and having it much more difficult in order to just take from someone, with the whole idea of having the bow tie. Symbolic, if you ask me. Yeah, the whole... Oh, and remember I Dream of Genie? And Genie in itself, the whole idea of, how he has no legs, right? Or she, but a genie coming out of the lamp, it's almost like smoke effect, but really that's, to me, symbolic for a person, a merman or woman, having a tail instead of legs. But anyways, and the idea that a mermaid or a Melusine, or what was the 8? A cicalia? What was the 8 one called? Anyways, the whole idea about them being able to like grant a wish, and the same idea with the Fae folk as well. You usually don't take any gifts from unless you're planning on owing them a favor or giving something in return for equal value in exchange. But then again, you can give gifts but don't expect anything in return sort of rules. There's many different ideas to that. And then the whole idea of it being 3 wishes. That to me never made sense. 3 wishes, it never made sense. People try to wish on things all the time. People make wishes more than 3 times. And sometimes they just continue to dip into that, whatever that may be, that energy. Anyways, so yeah, all that from Elbow. There was another one, I think, earlier today. I'm trying to remember what it was. It's not coming to me right now. The whole idea about death and rebirth, the idea of thinking, the whole idea of E, back to back, which would be the symbol for ashes. So just E itself is the symbol for ashes. You put E together with E back to back, it's the alchemic symbol for for ashes. So if you put ashes to ashes, right, together like that, E to E. Is that E in hand? A, B, C, D, E, E. Back to back. What else was there? All these downloads that come in just at random times. I almost get concerned to feel like I'm not getting them out like I should. At 8 minutes now, oh my goodness. So I've been breaking the videos down, if you noticed, into shorter speakings so that it doesn't take too long to upload. And people's attention span is a little bit more attentive to what it is that I have to say. Yeah, that's it for now.